Welcome to Breaking Ties, Destination Divorce. This is your go-to source for practical advice and support while you go through the divorce process. Join us each weekday for a quick chat where we'll cover a variety of topics such as child custody, property division, and self-care. Together, we'll explore emotional, financial, and legal aspects of divorce and help you find the best path forward for you and your family. Here's your host and Certified Divorce Financial Analyst professional, Mike Fulkerson.
Hello, and welcome to the fourth day of the Breaking Ties interview series this week. It's been a fun week here with Kristina Hughes from Travel A Latte, where she is a luxury travel designer. I'm your host, Mike Fulkerson, financial advisor and certified divorce financial analyst professional. And during this whole week, we have been talking with Kristina about traveling, whether with kids, without kids, and just some great information that she has shared. And I hope you go back and check out those other episodes if you're not keeping up with us right now. So how are you today, Kristina?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I mean, the weather's not too bad. It's hanging in there. Hopefully we can have some nice sunshine here. And then, I think less about traveling, actually, if it's sunny. Oh, goodness. So now, all week we've been talking about traveling solo and traveling with kids. So we've been, kind of been bouncing back and forth between the days. And today we're on a kid day. And I want to, pick your brain a little bit here. When we are traveling with kids and we're sitting at the airport or we're between activities at our destination, what can parents do to keep their kids entertained and really not driving us crazy while we're on vacation?
Well, yes, traveling with kids is not easy. I know there's like the reels that are going around that, are like, okay, well, I'm just going on vacation, but I'm still parenting. Like you don't get that break, right? So there are some options. You can definitely get that break. If you go to, say, an all-inclusive or a cruise where there's kids club, that could be a really good option because then you have that time as a family, but you also have the time where kids can just go play with other kids and just be involved and do what they want to do. And you can just have that moment of, okay, let me just relax. Let me just, have that break, which I think parents do need that break. So that's definitely an option, but, I definitely always recommend, and we kind of talked on this a little bit, but I don't want to repeat if you've already been listening, but having in your backpack, different things, activities for kids to do, whether that be stickers, whether that be drawing, whether that be, their favorite toys, I'm particular about screen time with my kids. So for me, I'm not one to hand them a tablet or a phone and just be like, here you go. But it kind of got to the point when we were traveling every weekend, especially on flights, and especially having a toddler who liked to scream on the flights. It definitely got to the point where the airplane became tablet time. And so they looked forward to that because they didn't get their tablet any other time other than on the plane. So we would get checked in and they'd sit and they're like, tablet. And I'm like, here you are. And then I could just sit and I could read a book or I could relax. And so, I think everybody has their own opinions on that. So not judging whatsoever, however you do it. But I like having a mixture of different things to entertain the kids and to keep them occupied, so that you can have a break. But there is times that they're going to want to be on their electronics and you're going to want them on their electronics.
Yeah, exactly. And I think part of traveling that you have to accept is that you're not always going to be entertained or entertaining someone. And you do actually really do need a little downtime, especially if you are traveling with kids, because they may need a nap or they may need recharge, which also allows you to recharge as well. But yeah, it's never going to be nonstop, here we go kind of thing. It's, still going to have that parenting time. You're never really off duty when you bring your kids along.
Yes. And I will say, so my daughter was 1.5 years when we moved abroad and we're traveling a lot, all the time. And it became her nap time by putting her in the carrier. And she would just she got a pacifier and she laid her head down, she took a nap. while we were exploring. So yeah, you do have to fit in that nap time, because a 1.5-year-old without a nap is not a great idea. So yeah, knowing that their routine is going to be off, I think, is another tip that I would recommend for parents. Is that you're not going to make it, 100% perfect. When I'm planning trips for other clients that have kids, if their kid is on a strict schedule, that is something we talk about. You're going to know that schedule can change, and your child will adapt to that. But it is something that sometimes is a little nerve wracking. But yes, I think, having the activities. And then obviously when you're traveling and when you're in that new place, so say you're in Europe and you're walking around a new city, a couple tips that I have, if it's okay. Is, for one, when you're planning the itinerary, make sure that you're planning something fun for the kids into the itinerary. So I think that, uh, having a kids, I think any city, there's going to be fun things to do, but knowing that, you want to see and do X, Y, and Z, maybe see this building or see this, this beach or this, whatever. And just planning in, hey, there's this children's museum that's in the city. Let's go there for a couple hours, just to have that be an exciting thing for the kids, because they may not be as interested in the architecture, things like that. But I mean, playgrounds anywhere is something. I have clients that are expats in Germany that I'm planning multiple trips for, and we look up ahead of time playgrounds so that they know, by their hotel, there's this playground that they can take their kids to unwind and relax. And so I just think that it's important to build in time for kids to be kids when you're traveling.
Right. No, that's a fantastic point. And one of the things that came to my mind was bring your babysitter with you. So maybe grandpa and grandma come along on your trip.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on that?
We have done that. Yes, we have totally done that. And it is, multi-generational family travel is something that is, a popular thing. It's growing more and more popular, I think, since the pandemic, really, that people are like, yeah, let's travel with our families. Everyone wants to see and do and explore. And especially when you're going to Europe, you have that assistance, that help from each other. So, the parents are being helped by the grandparents and vice versa. And the kids are, having a great time having multiple people. But yeah, I think having that time, that help would definitely be helpful. Or a friend, another good option is to, find a friend and their kids. So I had done that when in Europe. So two other of my friends, we decided to take each of our two kids and go to Brussels for the weekend. And we made waffles and we explored and we went to, a lot of fun different places that the kids just had fun playing together. And it was, when you go with more kids and more families, then the kids can kind of entertain themselves while you have some time to catch up with, your friends as well. So.
Yeah. Wow. And so, yeah, that is really cool information. A lot of people don't necessarily think about the traveling with someone else or even another family member kind of thing, but it can really ease some of that anxiety from the kids as well, because they've got somebody there they know and they can play with and things like that. So
Yeah.
back to, the routine a little bit, of just being around other familiar people.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, this is the end of our 4th day. So this has been a great week so far. If you haven't listened to the previous episodes, go back, listen to them. Kristina shared some fantastic traveling advice, and you're going to want to join us tomorrow because she's back for one more day. And we're going to go over, some last questions for you guys. We want to thank you for joining us today on the Breaking Ties interview series. And should you have any questions for Kristina, I'm going to have her contact information in the description. You can reach out to her and ask. She's happy to do whatever she can for you. Just remember that divorce is not the end of your story. It is the start of your next great chapter. See you tomorrow. Take care.